Kisu Khan's story is a tragic and horrifying account that underscores the unpredictability of life and the profound impact of a single moment. On December 3, 2012, the life of Kisu Khan, a 58-year-old father and husband from Queens, New York, met a gruesome end in a manner that would shake the city and provoke a nationwide debate about ethics, mental health, and the responsibilities of bystanders and the media. That fateful morning, Han found himself on the platform of the 49th Street subway station in Manhattan. The events leading up to the tragedy began to unfold when Han encountered a man named Naeem Davis. The interaction between the two escalated quickly, with Davis reportedly shouting at Han, leading to a confrontation that would have dire consequences. The argument took a deadly turn when Davis, in a moment of aggression, pushed Han onto the subway tracks below. Stranded on the tracks, Han struggled to climb back onto the platform. Despite his efforts and the presence of onlookers, assistance was tragically not forthcoming in time. The situation reached its horrifying conclusion when an oncoming southbound Q train approached the station. The train's operator attempted to stop upon seeing Han on the tracks, but it was too late. Kisu Khan was struck by the train and pronounced dead at the scene. The aftermath of this event was further compounded by a controversial decision made by the New York Post. The newspaper published a photograph of Han moments before his death, trying to climb back onto the platform with the train bearing down on him. The haunting image, captured by freelance photographer R. Umar Abbasi, who was on the platform at the time, sparked a firestorm of criticism. Many questioned the ethics of taking and publishing such a photo, debating the photographer's and the onlookers' failure to help Han, and the newspaper's decision to use the image on its front page. The photograph, which showed Han's fear and desperation, became a grim symbol of the tragedy. It reignited discussions on the role of media in reporting tragedy, the moral duty of bystanders in emergencies, and the need for better mental health and safety measures in public spaces. Kisu Khan's death was not just a personal tragedy for his family. It was a shocking event that left an indelible mark on New York City and the nation. It raised uncomfortable questions about human nature and societal responsibilities. In the early hours of New Year's Day 2011, a chilling event unfolded in the Barangay 35 area of Caloocan City, Metro Manila, Philippines, that not only shocked the nation, but also captured a horrifying moment in time through a photograph that would later circulate the globe. Reynaldo Dagsa, a Filipino politician and a member of the Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team, was celebrating the arrival of the new year with his family outside their home, unaware of the tragic fate that awaited him. Dagsa, known for his efforts to curb criminal activities in his community, had made significant enemies, particularly among the local criminal elements he tirelessly worked to apprehend and bring to justice. Unbeknownst to him, his actions had marked him for retaliation. As the celebrations continued, Dagsa, holding his camera, decided to capture a family photograph featuring his wife, daughter, and mother-in-law in the frame. At this moment, a sinister figure lurked in the background. The photograph, intended to be a joyful memory, would instead document a chilling scene. Just as Dagsa pressed the shutter, a gunman, later identified as Arnold Buenaflor, took aim and fired. The flash of the camera captured the exact moment the assassin, along with an accomplice on the lookout, executed their deadly intent. Dagsa was hit, and despite being rushed to the hospital, he succumbed to his injuries, leaving behind a grieving family and a community in shock. The photograph taken by Dagsa inadvertently became crucial evidence, capturing the faces of his assailants with startling clarity. The primary gunman, along with the lookout and another accomplice involved in the plot, were swiftly identified and apprehended thanks to the photograph. The image, a haunting reminder of the incident, circulated widely in the media, underscoring the risks faced by those who challenge the criminal underworld. This tragic event highlighted the dangers politicians and local leaders in the Philippines can face, particularly those like Dagsa, who are on the front lines of the fight against crime in their communities. Ronaldo Dagsa's death was not just a personal tragedy for his family, but a stark illustration of the perilous intersection between crime, politics, and the pursuit of justice in certain parts of the world. The photograph he took in his final moments remains a powerful, if horrifying, testament to the courage and the cost of standing up to criminality. Vladimir Mikhailovich Komarov, a Soviet cosmonaut, was selected to be the pilot for the Soyuz 1 mission in April 1967. It was a mission with high stakes, designed to demonstrate the Soviet Union's prowess in space travel during the fierce Cold War space race with the United States. Little did anyone know that this mission would become synonymous with tragedy. As Soyuz 1 hurtled through the vacuum of space, it became evident that the spacecraft was plagued with technical problems. The descent module's parachute system malfunctioned, and it was soon clear that a safe return to Earth was in jeopardy. The mission, which had initially been intended to orbit the Earth and return safely, had now turned into a nightmarish ordeal. Komarov was well aware of the impending doom. He reportedly communicated with ground control, expressing his frustration and anger at the systemic flaws in the spacecraft. His voice betrayed a mix of resignation and indignation as he realized that he had been sent to his death due to bureaucratic pressures and the rush to meet political deadlines. Tragically, Soyuz 1's descent was catastrophic. The parachute failed to deploy correctly, and the spacecraft plummeted to Earth at a horrifying speed. Vladimir Komarov had no chance of survival as the capsule crashed into the Russian countryside. The impact was so devastating that the capsule and its occupant were virtually unrecognizable. The Soviet government kept the true extent of Komarov's injuries and the horrific scene of his death shrouded in secrecy. However, the shocking truth was revealed years later when a photograph surfaced. The image captured the charred and mangled remains of Vladimir Komarov, a stark and disturbing reminder of the price paid for early space exploration.